everyone. I'm here with Kevin Ferguson, and today we're going to talk about bank shots. So Kevin, can you tell me a little bit about the different types of bank shots there are?
When it comes to bank shots, many people assume that the angle the ball goes into the rail is the same angle that it comes off of the rail, but they don't realize you can influence bank shots by using different spins on the cue ball, and you can do things like jumping balls off of rails, which is a little bit crazy, but they don't realize how much you can influence banks by putting different speeds and spins on the cue ball. So there's a wide variety of banks you can pull off that don't look possible, but they are if you have that knowledge.
So it probably takes a lot of practice to actually understand the different spin where the cue ball's going to.
It takes a lot of practice, and every table's different. The cushions all play differently. So it just takes a lot of practice and being aware of what's happening with the balls and paying attention.
So is there a difference when if I played a short bank compared to a long bank?
That's a difficult question. If the 8 ball is close to the cushion, what happens, like suppose I was going to try to bank this 8 in the side. The first couple inches as it goes, it slides in the cushion, and then it'll come in short over there. So it depends how hard you play the bank. If you play it hard, this will slide and it'll come in short. But if you play it slowly, it'll hit the cushion and it'll still have topspin, and it'll roll ahead and go long, and it'll miss the pocket, or to make it in the pocket, depending on how you play the shot.
And is there kind of a general rule then as to when you should not attempt a bank? Like if the ball is too close to the rail, how far would you say that distance is?
Probably the most dangerous thing when it comes to banking a ball that's frozen on the rail. It's almost impossible to predict what's going to happen. Like suppose the 8 ball was frozen like that and you wanted to bank it in the corner. It's very difficult to predict where that's going to go when it's frozen to the cushion like that.
Okay, so in that you would recommend not attempting it.
I would either
at
play
that point?
safe or do something else. Probably play safe in that position.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now you mentioned before a triple bank shot.
Yeah.
How do you do that?
That's one of the shots I'm going to show where you put spin on the cue ball. And suppose I was to put left-hand spin on the cue ball. It's like two cogwheels. Left-hand spin on the cue ball will put right-hand spin on the 8 ball. And you can actually throw the 8 ball different directions depending on the spin you put on the cue ball. So there's a lot of different shots you can do like that, but it takes a tremendous amount of practice and knowledge. So they're very advanced shots.
So do you have any recommendations for beginners when they're learning how to make a bank shot? I've heard before of using a mirror of the table.
Yeah, that's a possibility. If you're lucky enough to play in a place like the break room here, you have tables beside you. So you can imagine that there's a table beside you. And suppose I was going to bank this shot in this side pocket right here. What I'd do is I'd imagine a table over there, and I would just aim directly for that side pocket. And just through geometry, that actually works out being the exact angle that you need to make it in this pocket here.
So
but again, it depends on the speed and the spin you put on the cue ball. But at least that gives you a general starting point to work from.
Right. Are you aiming then for this pocket on the other table or for this pocket on the other table?
The far pocket.
The far one, okay.
If there was a table on the other, beside this one, you'd be aiming for this pocket on the table beside.
Awesome.
It's hard to picture, but it does give you a general idea.
And can that work for the long banks?
It can, but it's really hard to picture that because there's so much distance between here and the table you would have beside. So it might give you a general idea, and you could use that if it works for you. But it's best just to walk around and actually, when you're first learning to bank, maybe put the chalk on the rail just to give you an idea, and then just work from that and keep practicing and see how your judgment is. And that'll give you a good place to start.
Excellent. Okay, let's see some bank shots.
Okay. Here's an example from a game of 8 ball. You can see the 8 ball is blocked for that corner, and it's also blocked for that corner over there. So if you were to shoot at the 8 ball at that angle up towards this long rail here, you would expect it to go into the rail that angle and then come out this angle, and you'd be nowhere near the pocket. But what you can do with a bit of left-hand spin on the cue ball, that'll put a little bit of right-hand spin on the 8 ball. And what'll happen is the 8 ball will go up, hit about here in the cushion, and instead of coming out here, it'll actually come back in the same angle, come right between these two balls, and hopefully into this pocket to win the game. So I'll just give that a try. So remember about left-hand spin, probably between medium and hard speed, and give it a shot. So try the 8 ball back here.
Great shot.
Thanks.
Now Kevin's going to show us how to do a triple rail bank. Can you explain to me what you plan to do here?
Yeah. This is a situation from the game of 8 ball again. And you can see you're on the 8 ball. The 8 ball clearly won't go. So an option is you can bank the 8-ball into the rail at this angle, and with left-hand spin on the cue ball, that'll put right-hand spin on the 8-ball. And with a little bit of luck, you can bank it 1, 2, 3, and then back in this pocket here. So it's just another example of putting spin on the cue ball to influence the bank. So I'll give that a shot.